You was on SNL for a minute.
Half a season.
What did you think what SNL was going to be as opposed to what you got once you got on SNL?
Well, I grew up, when we watch Richard Pryor on SNL, the famous sketch with Chevy Chase and, him with Lily Tomlin playing the drunk. And, it's like, wow, he's bringing our flavor to this show.
Right.
Because before it was white, it was funny.
Yeah.
John Belushi, brilliant, and all those guys was brilliant. But it wasn't us. And then I was like, I was born to do this. And Eddie had just left. Mm-hmm. Eddie actually came to my, celebration party before I went to New York because I was living out here. And he told me, he said, look, man, learn to write your own sketches because they're going to put you in it and you're going to hate it. They're going to give you black stuff to do. You're going to hate it. And so when I went there, he was right. And I was writing sketches,
right?
But they would shoot it down. This dude would sit there, read my sketches in front of me, and go, yeah, oh, yeah. I just don't get it. I just got tired of getting shot down. They would, and I kept getting told, well, we're trying to protect you from the Eddie's aura.
Right.
It's like Eddie's gone. And what I knew that the characters that I wanted to do were nothing like Eddie. There would be no comparison, because I didn't really do impressions. I didn't do the kind of stuff Eddie did. These are, the funny thing is, I did an interview for SNL and they showed me my audition tape. Mm-hmm. In the audition, it's a 12-minute tape of me doing Homie the Clown, Men On, Handyman. There's 7 characters that I did ultimately on In Living Color that I showed them what I could do. And I was writing stuff for these characters. Kept getting shot down. So I didn't care. I just changed characters on them during a live show. And I was like, yeah, give me the ball or let me go.
Let me ask you this. Were you becoming frustrated? Because you're like, I'm doing this, and every time I try to do something, every turn, you shoot it down.
It's that, and then the stuff they were giving me. There was one sketch they wanted me to stand in a loincloth with a spear with no lines.
So what the hell were you going to be doing? Just standing there?
I'm going to be stabbing somebody with this spear. If you think I'm doing this. And I told him, I said, I can't do this. Right. My mother is going to watch this show. I can't do this. And they're like, yeah, got it. You got to service the piece. That's what I was told. Service the piece. I didn't do it. And then there was.
So how did you respectfully tell them no?
It wasn't respectful. I just said no. I don't care who you call. I'm not doing this. I didn't do it. Then we had this woman, Denitra Vance, who was this, she was very talented, but she did it. And I was like, Denitra, if we stand together, it means something. You make me look crazy.
She wanted that role. She wanted to be on Saturday Night Live that bad.
She is, and with the spear. Trying to improvise.
So what's the pay like on SNL?
Nothing. I was paying $1,500 a week.
So because I'm always interested. How does, explain to people at home, how does SNL work? So how do you come in there like, okay, the show is going to air Saturday night. Are you guys rehearsing during the course of the week?
You come in Monday.
Okay.
It's a writer's night.
Okay.
So you come in and you pitch ideas.
Okay.
Right? And then they say, yeah, go off and write them. So you start writing. Tuesday, you write into Tuesday morning, and then we do the table read with all the collection of sketches you read. Probably
that's on a Wednesday.
45 sketches, like on I forget if it was Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
And then you start rehearsing.
Okay.
You start picking the sketches, and then you start rehearsing Friday, and then till Saturday.
And you're writing sketches kind of like what's funny in today's what's funny today, because I remember I saw that when I had the Cat Williams, they ended up doing a spoof of Cat. Right. So you guys are writing things or trying to like what's happening in the real world and make them funny.
I was writing character-driven
okay.
stuff. I wasn't writing because here's the problem when you do kind of social, political stuff.
Yeah.
There are no good Nixon jokes.
Right.
Right? It's dated. You date yourself because events happen and then something else happens.
Right.
And then people forget, oh, what was that?
Right.
So when you do characters, cheeseburger is always going to be funny.
He can have a real
Jane
curve.
Brown, all the stuff Eddie did,
Right.
pump you up. There's a bunch of catchphrases
Okay.
that are in the the zygote
Gotcha.
because of character-driven comedy. That's what people relate to.
Right. Let me ask you this. You say you lasted half a season, but you were fired after one season.
I did. I got fired after in the middle of the season.
Are you the only one that's ever happened to? Has anybody that you know of?
I got fired live. I didn't even make the good nights.
Damn. They didn't let the curtain come down.
I didn't say good night. He said, "Get the hell out of here."
Who told you that?
Lorne Michaels. He was red in the face. John Belushi never did this to me.
You ad-libbed, didn't you?
I did more than that. I said, "Get me out of here." Everything I did was to go. But see, God has plans.
Right.
Right? So In Living Color was my vindication.
Did you know, hold on, you said you did everything you could to get fired. Did you know Keenan was in the process of doing it?
No, because this was in '86 and Living Color wasn't until 1990.
Yeah.
Right? So I was so angry when I was there. I was walking around, I had these shades on, like black, like I guess they're Ray-Bans. And they go, "Why are you wearing glasses?" It's too white in here. It hurts my eyes.
Damn. What you thought they were?
I didn't want, well, you get shot down. The thing is, now, I was young.
Right.
I didn't know. I didn't understand producing a show.
You was
All I
militant,
knew
huh?
was, very, because I felt like, they were trying to Garrett Morris me.
Okay.
And Garrett Morris is a wonderful man. I love him. But back then, they used him like a prop.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I that's not why I did stand-up. I'm ready, guys. I'm locked and loaded. You've seen the tape. You know what I can do. But it wasn't meant to be.
Right. What did Keenan say when you told him, man, I ain't gonna be on SNL no more, bro?
Good. Good. If they're not going to let you do what you do,
Right.
then it doesn't make no sense to be there. Something else will happen.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before two something.